The Gospel of Mark, chapter 9. And he said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here, which shall not taste of death, till they have seen the kingdom of God come with power. And 6 days after Jesus taketh unto him Peter and James and John, and carrieth them up into an high mountain, out of the way alone. And his shape was changed before them, and his raiment did shine, and was very white as snow, so white as no fuller can make upon the earth. And there appeared unto them Elijah with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. Then Peter answered and said unto Jesus, Master, it is good for us to be here. Let us make also 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah. Yet he knew not what he said, for they were afraid. And there was a cloud that shadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud, saying, This is my beloved Son, hear him. And suddenly they looked round about, and saw no more any man, save Jesus only with them. And as they came down from the mountain, he charged them, that they should tell no man what they had seen, save when the Son of Man were risen from the dead again. So they kept that matter to themselves, and demanded one of another, what the rising from the dead again should mean. Also they asked him, saying, Why say the scribes that Elijah must come first? And he answered and said unto them, Elijah verily shall come first, and restore all things. And as it is written, the Son of Man, he must suffer many things, and be set at naught. But I say unto you that Elijah is come, and they have done unto him whatsoever they would, as it is written of him. And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes disputing with them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were amazed, and ran to him, and saluted him. Then he asked the scribes, What dispute you among yourselves? And one of the company answered and said, Master, I have brought my son unto thee, which hath a dumb spirit. And wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him. And he foameth, and he gnasheth his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake to the disciples, that they should cast him out, and they could not. Then he answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long now shall I be with you? How long now shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. So they brought him unto him. And as soon as the spirit saw him, he tare him, and he fell down on the ground, wallowing and foaming. Then he asked his father, How long time is it since he hath been thus? And he said, Of a child. And oft times he casteth him into the fire, and into the water to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, help us, and have compassion upon us. And Jesus said unto him, If thou can believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And straightway the father of the child, crying with tears, said, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. When Jesus saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying unto him, Thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. Then the spirit cried and rent him sore, and came out. And he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, He is dead. But Jesus took his hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he came into the house, his disciples asked him secretly, Why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, This kind can by no other means come forth, but by prayer and fasting. And they departed thence, and went together through Galilee. And he would not that any should have known it. For he taught his disciples, and said unto them, Son of man shall be delivered into the hands of men, and they shall kill him. But after that he is killed, he shall rise again the 3rd day. But they understood not that saying, and were afraid to ask him. After he came to Capernaum, and when he was in the house, he asked them, What is it that ye disputed among you by the way? And they held their peace. For by the way they reasoned among themselves who should be the chiefest. And he sat down and called the 12, and said unto them, If any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all, and servant unto all. And he took a little child, and set him in the midst of them, and took him in his arms, and said unto them, Whosoever shall receive one of such little children in my name receiveth me, and whosoever receiveth me receiveth not me, but him that sent me. Then John answered him, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils by the name, which followeth not us, and we forbade him, because he followeth us not. But Jesus said, Forbid him not, for there is no man that can do a miracle by my name, that can lightly speak evil of me. For whosoever is not against us is on our part. And whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink for my name's sake, because ye belong to Christ, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward. And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it were better for him rather that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were cast into the sea. Wherefore, if thine hand cause thee to offend, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed, than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire never goeth out. Likewise, if thy foot cause thee to offend, cut it off. It is better for thee to go halt into life, than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire never goeth out. And if thine eye cause thee to offend, pluck it out. It is better for thee to go into the kingdom of God with 1 eye, than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire, where the worm dieth not, and the fire never goeth out. For every man shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt. Salt is good, but if the salt be unsavory, wherewith shall it be seasoned? Have salt in yourselves, and have peace one with another.